Welcome to the garden. Today I've got an update for you on our mini Kalanchoe. Since we've up-potted this really large plant, we've got a bunch of new growth. It's not really any taller yet, but all these shiny new points of growth are going to get much larger. You can see most of the flowers here have faded, and they go from this incredible bright red to a sort of burgundy purplish color. So I'm going to cut down these old flower stalks all the way to the first leaves. I'm going to do the same thing with this plant as well. This is the one that was leaning really hard last time. I just propped it up by leaning it against another plant, and it's really firmed up nicely. I also staked up our giant plant because it was a little bit top heavy. I think I probably can remove this now. You can get these stronger by introducing them to wind. I'm still planning on taking this outside for the summer, but it's a little bit too early yet. I think the nighttime temps need to get a little bit warmer. Bringing an indoor plant outside always poses a risk of sunburn and being toppled over by extreme winds. So we can toughen this up by bringing it outside for a few hours at a time over the course of about a week. Even though most of the flowers are done, we've still got new blooms. They've been flowering for about 3 months non-stop. So these are a really incredible houseplant. They provide such a wonderful color. Even the cuttings that we took and are sitting in water are still blooming. These ones are interesting because they only have 4 petals. I'm not sure why that is, because most of them have about a dozen or more. So let's take a look at the roots. I think we've got 2 or 3 cuttings in here. Wow, look at all those roots! And a new point of growth too, check that out. It's even sprouting some new leaves. Those might even be new flowers too, I'm not sure. So these have been a really beautiful cut flower for the past 3 or 4 weeks, and now it's going to be a brand new plant. So I really love rooting these in water. It's just a great way to propagate them. So let's check up on our other ones as well. That one too has a few little roots. That's really nice. I'm not sure that this one is ready to transplant yet. So this one's going to go back in the water for maybe 2 or 3 more weeks until it has enough root to support itself. But this is growing roots while it's supporting flowers. So these mini Kalanchoe are just incredible. But I don't really have a lot of space left in the garden, so rooting these in water for a little bit longer will buy me a little bit more time. This one too probably doesn't have quite enough roots to support all of these leaves and these flowers, so I'm just going to leave this one in water as well. So to plant these out, I've just got a container full of my succulent potting mix. So I'm going to scoop out about half of this soil. And we can nestle in our roots, just like that, and then backfill it around. Now we just need to water this in, and you could stake it up if you like. If you think it's a little crooked, I might actually cut back this flower. Now that it's supporting itself just in soil, removing these flowers will relieve a little bit of stress on the plant. I've been enjoying these for about a month, and I'll try and keep these in water and see how long they last. Next up is, I think, our smallest plant. And this one I like to call Baby Groot because it kind of looks like it's dancing. It has such incredible motion to it. And down here, check it out, there's a new sprout. So that's what will happen if we pinch off these top leaves. It'll actually sprout new leaves further down along the stem. Eventually this is probably going to get really tall. All I'm going to do is remove just the top little points of growth. So we can keep this plant short by continually pinching off the top growth. This little plant has tons of new growth. You can see the older leaves are starting to shrivel. So I'm going to be clearing all of those out, and then it'll just look really nice and fresh. So I cut back all of the leaves that look dead or half dead, and they're all just down here. I'm just gonna compost those. But now this looks like a brand new plant. We can do the same thing we did with our other plant and pinch off this top growth if we think it's getting a little bit tall. That'll actually help it fill in down here where it's a little bit thin. But I think I'm gonna leave it for now and we'll do that next time. And last but not least, we have all our leaf cuttings. These are all just individual leaves that we planted out stem first. So we can check up on a few of these. Look at all these roots and look at that new point of growth. That's a brand new plant. You can see that beautiful set of roots. So this is actually a great way to propagate your mini Kalanchoe. To take a new leaf cutting, I like to pick something that's really large and healthy, and I'll try and remove the leaf just by hand. If we can push down, you can separate it cleanly at the stem. You'll kind of see a crescent moon shape there. And then this we're just going to plant directly into the soil. So I'll just dig a little hole, and we'll set in our leaf stem first, and just bury it slightly. We want to give these plenty of light. We also want to let them dry out in between waterings. But these mini Kalanchoe are a little bit more thirsty than my other plants, so we want to give these a really good soak and then let them completely dry out before we water again. And in a few months you should start to see these brand new plants starting to form. And this is really cool because usually you'll just throw these leaves out, but if you plant them in a little pot and treat them just like any normal succulent, you'll have a brand new plant. I hope you all enjoyed this mini Kalanchoe succulent update. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.